Okay, welcome to our class today. It's hot here in Spain, so I hope it's cool where you are. And so what we're going to talk about today are connectors. First of all, what are connectors is my question. Rafa, can you explain to everyone what a connector is?
Connectors.
Sorry.
It doesn't matter. Anyone.
Connector sounds like conjunction.
Ooh, conjunctions. Okay. What's that?
Conjunction is a word, connect word, the kind of sentence or sentence maybe, or a word.
It connects one sentence?
One sentence, maybe two sentences into one,
Good. And Rafa, do you want to add anything to that? Or information?
About connectors?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's, as like I said before, is conjunction, but also another adverbs that try to put together to connect the conversation, doing more similar to a conversation, or in order to add. But there are different connectors about conjunctions, but also there are some of them that are for make contracts, for example, no, or in the other hand, or but, or something like that could be.
Yeah, there are many different connectors. All right, we're focusing on some of the more common ones, I would say, today. Obviously, not all of them. We use them for different reasons. We can use them for purpose, for reasons, for explaining something. So we can use them quite differently. There's also connectors that you can start the sentence with. I don't have any of those because to me, literally a connector is connecting two things, all right? So that's why I want to focus on those that we can use kind of two parts, put it together, and use a word there. All right, so let me go ahead and share the little presentation I have for you, I guess. And so this is what I have here. Connectors. They're used to join or link two phrases or sentences together. Most common connectors are, can you see this? Is it too low? Okay, good. Common connectors are and, but, because, and, or, okay? And as you can see in that sentence, and we are using as a connector. It's connecting, well, all those four words together, okay? And so what we'll do is take a look at these examples. Okay, so the first one is Jack and Tim are brothers, for example. We're joining the two names. Okay. Then we have here, he ran quickly but missed the bus. We could also, but he missed the bus if you want. It doesn't matter. We know that he is implied. Okay, so we don't need to say it again if you don't want to, but you can to add emphasis. Question? Did I hear something? Okay. Let's see. The next one is she is tired because she didn't sleep well, for example. Okay, so that's giving us a reason why something happened. Okay, and in this case, for example, if you say she is tired, she didn't sleep well, it sounds very robotic. It sounds a little bit too short. And so what connectors do is not add emphasis, but I would say add interest. Okay, and so that makes you sound more native. It sounds more natural, and so that's why connectors are helpful. Then the last one, my favorite colors are green or blue. Okay, you can choose. You have a choice, I suppose you could say. Okay. Any questions with these? Like I said, these are the most common.
No.
Well, that's perfectly fine then. So basically what I have for today's class are, here we have some examples. I'll move it down until here. I think is good. Yep. Okay. All right. So Ken, why don't you go ahead and read? We have although, even though, and though.
Okay. Cats are great, although they can be loud at night. Cats are
Okay.
great, even though
Mm-hmm.
they can be loud at night. Cats are great. Cats are great, though they can be loud at night.
Good. So basically, these three have the same meaning. Now, I believe technically they're used in some specific situations, but honestly, it's not important enough for us to distinguish the differences. I mean, sometimes there is no difference. So in this case, people will ask me, what's the best one to use? The best one is what you want to use for you. So there's neither one of these is better than the other. Okay? So it sounds good to you.
I heard cats are great, though. This usage is a bit colloquial. Is it
Colloquial,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, all of these, cats are great, although, cats are great, even though. Again, they have all the same kind of meaning. They're obviously a little different. We have AL and then even, or just though.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, there's really no difference. Okay? So this is kind of in contrast, right?
Okay.
So cats are great, but there's a negative side as well. So this would be contrast, okay? Any questions? Okay. Let me move on to this one. However, Rafa, can you please read this one for me?
Yeah. However, she's a nice person. However, she can be moody.
Mm-hmm. Good. All right. So this is also contrast. We're having a positive thought. She's a nice person, but she's also moody. What does the word moody mean?
Moody is a bad mood or changing mood so often. Bad mood.
Mm-hmm. Good. So that's negative. To be moody is negative because it normally means you're happy one second and angry or upset the next, and then happy again. So this isn't bipolar because many people here in Spain would say, oh, that's bipolar. I said, no. Bipolar is a specific disease. To be moody is I'm happy and then you do something and then I become angry. So that's moody. Do you have any questions about that, Ken?
No, yeah, maybe changeable mood person.
Mm-hmm. And very quickly. That's the other part, very quickly. Which happens in the heat a lot, or when you're hungry, or at least if I'm hungry, that happens. Okay? Right, good. So, Ken, can you read this next one, please?
If she will win the competition, if she
Okay, good. So if
sorry,
and then
she will win the competition if she practices a lot.
there you go, good. Otherwise, it sounds like you used if twice in the sentence.
Yeah.
And we don't like that. Okay. So good. So actually, this is a conditional sentence. Can anyone tell me which conditional this is? And why? That's the trick too. Why?
0.
No, one I think.
The 0? No?
I think it's
Rafa, do you want
one.
to guess?
I think it's one because
it's-
it's in the future. There's the first part of the sentence, and the first part is in present. If she practice a lot, she will win the future. I think could be one conditional. Number one.
Yeah. Okay, yep, it's the first conditional because in the first part, we're using will. Okay. We can only use will in the first conditional because in the second and third conditionals, we have to use would. Okay, so that's one clue. And in the second part over here, we're using the present simple. Okay? So that's fine. So that's good. And we can say if she practices a lot, she will win the competition. Okay, so a little grammar today with our connectors here. Questions, comments? Okay, that's fine then. So we'll move down to the next one, and we have when. I'll read this one. It's pretty short. All right. So when. Dan is happy when he is alone. Okay. Because he likes to be alone. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Questions here? I mean, it's relatively simple, and actually, if and when I never really thought of as connectors. But they do explain why something happened or will happen, etc., depending on the context. Okay. Any questions? All right. Let's see. So Rafa, it is going to be your turn, and can you read this next one, please, with after?
After.
Okay.
Cat.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think it's my turn. I have my.
It is your turn, Rafa.
Thank you. Kelly is going to join us after she gets done. Working.
Exactly. And I put gets done working because this is more colloquial. This sounds very natural to me. Okay. So this is something that I personally would say. You can say after she finishes work. You can also use it like that, but after she gets done working. Okay. So here I'm trying to use like vocabulary words as well to help you with other grammar, like I said, the conditionals, and more common English for me at least. Okay. Any questions here? No?
Gets
Ken, are you
down.
thinking or? Yeah?
Sorry. Gets down. Is finished working?
Right. When she gets
She
done or
gets
when
down.
she finishes work.
Okay.
She finishes, let me see. Well, after Kelly is going to join us after she finishes work. Now, work in this case is the noun. Okay. So it changes the structure. Because you can say she finishes working, then working is the verb because we're talking about verb patterns. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Ooh, so many different ways to say this. Okay. Do you have any other questions, Ken?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right, Ken. So Ken, now next time with this next example, I'll let you read it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Ken, you can read this one.
Okay. Unless the party will be outside, unless it rains.
Any questions about this? Does this look like some kind of grammar that you've seen before? Does it look like it's a conditional?
Yeah.
It does.
Really? Okay. Unless conditional?
Yeah. Unless can be used as conditionals. It means if not, I think. If not.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because it's used as negative, okay, in this sentence. So we could also say the party will be outside. Wait. Now I have to think of how we would say it. The party will be outside if it doesn't rain. If it doesn't rain. If it doesn't rain. Okay. So it has to be negative. Kendi, are you surprised? Are you shocked? Are you okay?
Okay, yes.
All right, well, this is, I would say upper intermediate level for conditionals.
I know unless, the word unless, but I didn't know that is a conditional. Yeah.
Did you know that had better can also be used as conditionals?
Sorry?
The had better, I've typed it in the chat. You had
yeah.
better go to school.
Mm.
To fail. Okay, so for example, you had better go to school unless you want to fail. Have you ever seen had better used with conditionals?
No. maybe I've seen,
No.
but I'm not. I was not aware of it. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Probably.
good. Well, now you are. And it also is a synonym for a different modal verb. Do you know which modal verb that it could be due to the context, or Rafa, if you want to help?
You mean had better?
Mm-hmm.
Had better's. How can I say had better? Had is a auxiliary. I don't know.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Had better is the same as a modal verb. There's actually two modal verbs that you could use.
Had better. Yeah, I know the meaning, but I don't know what the word.
Rafa, any help? Rafa, have you seen this before? Had better?
No, in this context, using as conditional, I didn't see it. Perhaps sometime, but I didn't study about this kind of conditional way.
Yeah, this is definitely advanced conditionals here. Had better means should. You should go to school unless you want to fail. And should is also the same as what other modal verb? Come on.
And I heard had better is a very strong, somewhat strong word. So
No, it should. That's like 75%. You should. You're kind of obligated to do something, but you don't really have to.
Okay, should is stronger than had better.
Should is also the same as ought to. Okay, so had better, should, ought to have all the same meaning.
So not stronger or weaker or such kind of thing.
No.
Same.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I give that one about a 75%. I mean, different modal verbs like can is about 50%, may and might are also 50%. Must obviously is like 99 to 100%. So I should, maybe I would give it maybe 85%. It depends, but, but you're kind of obligated, but you don't have to if you really don't want to, basically. Okay?
Let's see. Okay.
Perfect. So guess we got some models in today too. All right, so let's see. Whose turn is it to read? Rafa, is it your turn?
Yeah, Rafa.
Thanks, Ken.
Sarah would not buy that expensive jacket, even if she had the money.
Okay. Any questions with this?
Another kind of conditional. This one, isn't it?
I didn't think about that. Even if hold on, Sarah would not buy that expensive jacket if she had the money. Ugh. Not exact. As far as the conditional, I can see where you're going with that. She had the money. Well, it would be the second conditional. So sure, but even if isn't the same as if, and so that's what I'm kind of doubting here, is that if it's a true conditional or just a hypothetical situation using the past tense. Ken, do you have any questions or doubts?
Even if she had the money. I think it's conditional. Structure seems like conditional to me. Also meaning.
I suppose. Interesting. Yeah. Well, I have never seen conditional even if before, and I didn't even try. So Interesting. I think I might just write that down, and I'm gonna have to do a conditional day, it looks like. Even if conditional. So do conditional day. Yeah, there's lots of different ways to do conditionals and different levels. I mean, the basics is easy to understand, but then you have more information, and then you have more information, then you can write it differently. So lots of different levels of conditionals. Perfect. Well, let's continue here. We have so that and can. Don't wait. Sorry, I didn't try to do that. Okay, good. So Ken, can you please read this example?
Okay. I took off work on Friday so that I can go to the beach.
Okay, first, is the sentence clear? Do you understand what the sentence is saying? I took off work is what I'm focusing on here.
Maybe therefore? So that means therefore.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I got a meaning.
What about took off work? What does that mean?
How can I say it? List. Don't go to the work.
Don't go to work, exactly. So I took off. You can also say I have off on Friday, for example. Okay. Because we're not going to work that day.
I have a question,
questions?
if I may.
Yeah.
Because in this sentence, as far as I can get it, the first part is in the past, and you are talking in the second part, part of the sentence about the future. So that I can go is future, and the first part is in past tense, isn't it?
Yep. And no, okay. So the first part is I took off work on Friday. So I've already talked to my boss. My boss knows I'm not working on Friday. So that part is finished. For a future action, which is on Friday, let's say it could be Monday to Thursday. It doesn't matter. Okay. So we're referring to a past action that I did with a future action that I'm going to do. Does that make sense?
But you are talking about next Friday or the last Friday?
No, next. So for example, today is Tuesday. Actually, today's Monday. Let's use today.
Yeah.
So it's almost 2:00 here in Spain. I talked to my boss this morning. Okay, so that's in the past. So that I can go to the beach on Friday. I took off work on Friday. So I've taken it. Do you want me to say it in Spanish? But you can do it in Spanish as well.
Yeah.
So do you understand this?
Yes, I got it.
I mean, okay. So yeah, it's using past tense, and technically the present tense we're using can go, but it refers to Friday, which is in the future. So good. See, these are things that I'm glad I have written, because many things come up. Any other doubts or questions?
Yes. If I say I took off the work on Friday so I can go to the beach.
Yeah, that's fine.
Same meaning?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Just like even though there are many connectors that have the same meaning. So I just chose some that maybe were obviously more common at the beginning, and then here kind of a little different, not so typical.
Okay.
So good. And okay. This one. Rafa, is it your turn to read?
I think it's Kata.
All right, Ken.
Maybe I read so Rafa's turn, I think.
As long as I will make dinner as soon as I get home.
Okay, and so does everyone understand this context?
Hmm?
Do you understand this context? So in the moment I arrive at home, I'm going to make dinner, okay? As soon as we can say right when, for example, right when I get home, or
Just in the moment
immediately.
when I arrive, immediately.
Yeah, exactly. So again, there are many different ways to say the same idea, the same concept, okay, which is different. So good. And now we have as though, and this one's a little bit more complicated. Ken, now it's your turn.
John likes to pretend as though he is the boss of the department.
Mm-hmm. Questions?
John likes to pretend what? John pretends although I got it, yes, as though, yeah, as if he's the
Yep,
boss of the department.
exactly.
Yes, I
As
got it,
if
yes.
is the same. Mm-hmm. As if. Good, so that's another one. Good. Rafa, do you understand the concept of this one? This one's a little bit more figurative, not so literal. Okay, well, Rafa, if you're speaking...
As though he's the boss of the department. It's similar to though, no? As though,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, good. So John, like I said here, he thinks he's the boss, basically, and so he likes to act like the boss, but he isn't. Okay, so that one is a little bit more difficult. In spite and despite, this I'm sure that we've seen before. And Rafa, it's your turn, right?
In spite of, despite. He loves hiking in the mountains. In spite of, despite his fear of heights.
Mm-hmm. Good. So we can use in spite of, the three words, or just one word, despite. Same meaning, no difference. Any comments?
The pronunciation of despite.
Despite, yes. In spite of, despite. Okay. Good. We'll continue on here. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and read this one. Instead of, he said he would go to the store instead of me. That's pretty simple, right? Does anyone know what kind of grammar this is? He said he would go.
Kind of conditional or possibility.
No.
Okay. He would. Future. Or he can go.
What?
He can go.
No. It's just fine how it is. Maybe. I mean, Rafa, I know if you studied English here in Spain, you definitely learned this. This is reported speech.
Ah.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the indirect, because the direct speech, the direct would be, I will go to the store, he said. Okay? Now to change it, you said he said, he, because this is coming from him, All right. And then in the present tense, well, in the normal, we use will for future. However, he said this already. That's why we're using in the past said. And so we have to use would. He would go to the store. Okay. What? And then instead of me as well. Any questions before I delete this?
So in the direct speech, would doesn't make sense. I would go to the store, he said.
It depends on the context. I would go to the store instead of you, but if you want to go, you can go for some. It would be more of a hypothetical kind of situation that isn't that he's really going. He said, oh, I would go, but if you are leaving the house, then you can go to the store.
Okay.
So it depends on the context. Anything else? No? Okay, so now going to, delete that. Okay. Let's see, what was the last sentence prior to this one? Okay, so Ken, I think it's your turn to read.
Yes, I think so, yes. He said he would go to the, no, this one. Such as, Julie's good at baking things, such as muffins and cakes.
Okay, any questions here?
He's good at baking things, such as muffins. No.
No questions? Any idea on what we can substitute such as for?
For example.
Exactly. What's something else we can use instead of for example?
For instance.
There you go. For instance, I had it written already. Good. Okay. We can use just as. Julie's good at baking things as muffins and cakes. I prefer such as. Okay. Good. And also I wanted to put in to be good at something is what we say, or to be bad at and then something. Okay. So that's some other good grammar to use. So now if we go down, oh yeah, this one. I'm not a huge fan of this sentence with hence, okay, Rafa, but you can go ahead and read it.
Hence, and wants to lose weight. Hence, he has signed up for the gym. Hence, hence is
when I made
for this reason. Or
exactly. So you can use as well. There's a lot of different ones you can use. Hence is something that is used enough that you will hear it, but it's not like super, super common. Okay. Ken, have you heard of hence before, or Rafa? Okay. Can you think of a better example? Like I said, I don't like this example. Hence.
Maybe I want. Yeah. I want to. How can I say? I want to speak English better. Hence, I joined this class.
Exactly. Yeah. In these cases, I think a different connector would be used more commonly, but this is, I mean, it's basically the same idea. So that's good.
Okay.
All right, good. So, Rafa, your turn with until.
Until I'm going to stay at work. Yeah.
Until 8 p.m. Good. Until that moment. And that one's pretty simple. Let's look at therefore. This is talking about my cat, okay? Ken, please read this sentence.
Therefore, Laura is heavy. Therefore, she's going to go on a diet.
In this case, what is heavy?
Weight is heavy.
Yeah,
Her
she
weight.
weighs a lot. That's true. This is a true story. I don't know how she's going to go on a diet, but she...
Therefore, it's similar to hands. It's the same meaning, I think.
Exactly. Yep, very similar. And so as well. Yep. Good. So instead of saying fat, for example, Lila is fat, we say Lila is heavy. Okay. So it's a little nicer way to say that. So that's why I put that in there. So that's good. Okay. I didn't put this. This is the end here. Okay. Okay. It's just this one. Perfect. So let's see. Ken? No, Rafa.
Okay.
I have inherited some money thanks to my aunt.
Anything here? It's pretty simple, right?
Yes.
All right. Is there anything we can use instead of thanks to?
Thanks.
Because of, for example, I've inherited some money because of my aunt. Okay. So good, and we'll move down here. Now, here we have different examples. So I'll go ahead and read this one. So due to and due to the fact that, all right? So he couldn't sleep due to the loud music, period, okay? And he couldn't sleep due to the fact that there was loud music. Okay, so with this one, we need a little bit more, the structure is different. Okay, so that's why I wanted to put both of these in here. Now, these are both very similar to because of, he couldn't sleep because of the loud music. Now, there's something specific about the structure, and I'm not super clear about that. I think due to, we need more of a verb after. But here, the loud music, obviously there's no verb here. So there's something different between because of and due to. Questions?
Due to the fact that there was the loud music, maybe the nuance a bit different. Meaning same, but the nuance a bit different, right?
Well, and this is, just so that if you hear these things, you understand that that's what it is. I'm trying to think of something else with fact. But no, this is just one of those parts of speech that we have, and so this is how we use it. Now, I don't know why. I mean, there are lots of questions. Well, why? I don't know, just because. I mean, that's what we do. That's what we say. So, okay. And have you both seen due to the fact before?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's good. And if I'm correct, this is the last one, and I believe it's Ken's turn. Is that true?
Maybe yes.
Okay.
Whereas in summer it rains in the US, whereas in Spain it normally doesn't.
Exactly. And this is a true statement as well, right, Rafa?
Unfortunately.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was just thinking, unfortunately. So, okay, in summer it rains in the US, whereas, and here we can just say as, okay, in the US, as in Spain, it normally doesn't, whereas. Okay. Any questions with this? No? Well, good. Well, so that worked out pretty well. Probably should have done a couple more examples, but I think we got the general idea of, how to use different connectors, which is important. And so do you have any specific questions, any examples you want to look at again for clarification? No? All right. Well, let me turn off the broadcast then. And so what did you think? Was this helpful today, or did you learn anything new?
Yes, and had better, and also I don't think, I was not aware, that I thought conditional sentences are just 3, 4, 0, first, second, third, but 5, really?
Yeah.
Really? Maybe you can
The
cover
mixed
these.
conditional. Mixed.
Oh, yeah. I think it could be a good material for future class. I just thought
There is so much. I mean,
Okay.
I'd have to do like 3 different stages of conditionals. Like conditionals part 1, the basics, like everything you need to know for the basics. And we'll do like conditionals part 2. Like review the basics and then kind of change some things. So I can definitely do it. I love conditionals.
Yeah, definitely I need to practice about that. I often confused about conditionals. Yeah, I know yeah, that's it.
Well, I understand. My 3rd conditional in Spanish never seems to work out, so I can understand. But yeah, it is confusing. I mean, one of the things that I think is important with being a native is allowing you and exposing everyone to more native expressions. Of course, I'm an American, so I'm going to use more American phrases, sentences, vocabulary, etc. But at least I'm speaking naturally for me. And that's something that I haven't really been able to do, because I have to teach specific grammar and use specific words depending on the level of the class. And so now I want to start putting in these like normal things. And so you can start hearing it and using it, and you'll sound like a native. And that's good. So any questions? No?
No from me.
Okay.
No.
My agenda is too far away from me right now. We have a class on Wednesday. I honestly couldn't even tell you what it is. It's something that everyone will.
3 o'clock.
Yeah, it's at 3 o'clock, and
Spanish time.
Yep. And it's on the Intengo website, so you can check it out. But with the class on Wednesday, so basically what I'll do is Mondays at this time, Wednesdays I'm at that time for now, for the summer, and then I'll probably be doing some classes when I go home. Maybe Thomas can fill in for me when I go home in August/September. So we'll see. But any other questions about anything?
No, but yeah, Tom had 2 more classes on the Intenga website.
Mm-hmm. As far as I know, he has the last 3 classes of this month, from what I understand.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead, check those out, and I think that's it for today. So I hope, Rafa, keep cool. Ken, get an umbrella. You said it's going to rain today, so actually go to bed because it's late. I don't think you'll be leaving the house anymore. All right, and have a good day. I'm going to go drink some more water, probably put some ice in my water now because it's so hot here. And everyone have a great day, and hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.